Do you want to build a Shopify store that not only looks great but actually makes sales? Well, I've got you covered because in this video I'm going to give you the ultimate checklist to make sure that your Shopify store is well optimized, it's professional, and most importantly, it's ready to convert your visitors into paying customers. I've applied these same strategies with all of my clients and we were able to increase our store conversion rates to 8% and even sometimes to 10%. Believe me, small mistakes could cost you sales, a lot of sales. So watch this video to make sure that you are not doing any of them. I will start this video by talking about the basics. Then I will move to the real conversion boosters. And I'm sure you don't want to miss any of them. So make sure to watch the entire video or use the timestamps below to jump into the section that you are the most interested about. And now let's get started. Well, first things first. Your store should be clean, simple, and easy to navigate. Your customers won't stick around if they can't easily understand what do you sell and what makes your product different and unique. So here is what you need to focus on. First, keep your layout clean. So don't overload your website with pop-ups, notifications, and stuff like these because they make your store look unprofessional and they actually distract your customers and your store visitors. Second, make sure that your copy is super clear. Your customers shouldn't be guessing. They should know exactly what do you sell and why your product's different and what they should be expecting after buying your products. So you need to make sure to communicate your brand message or messages throughout the store in a very clear and concise way. Third, and most importantly, you must organize your products into collections and sub-collections that make sense to your customers. I can't emphasize on this enough. If, for example, you sell products for kids, it's super important, for example, to divide your products into collections by kids' ages. Think about your niche, about your products, and think about all the different ways that a customer might be searching for a product and divide your products into collections and sub-collections based on this. Showcase your collections and sub-collections in your navigation menu, in your homepage, in your main collection pages. Make sure that it's super easy to navigate your store and it's super easy for someone totally new to find the product they are searching for or to understand what type of products do you sell. Next, you need to make sure that your store is mobile friendly. 70% of online shoppers access online stores via their mobiles. So this is not something that you want to miss. And finally, make sure that your store loads fast. In here, I highly recommend you to only use a theme from the Shopify themes store because themes there are vetted, they are tested by Shopify, they are already mobile friendly, and they load fast usually. So make sure to pick a theme from there. And second, and it's something super important, make sure not to overload your store with apps. This is super important because so many people end up using tenth of ads in order to get all the things they want on their stores or the different functionalities. And this can be a little bit tricky because apps can slow down your website. They don't load all with the same speed with the website. So this is something super important that you need to keep an eye on. Now moving to the second element on our list, and it is branding. And this always surprises me when I see stores and businesses not respecting their branding or not even having an idea about how important it is to keep a consistent feel across all of your brand, all of your business assets, whether it is the website, social media, or emails. Applying your branding could be actually way simpler than you think. So first, you need to have a logo, and you better have this logo in different colors and most importantly, in your brand colors. Also, it's good if you have two versions of your logo, one that's rectangular and another one that's square. In addition to your fonts, your brand should have a color palette and 2 or 3 family of fonts that you use also across all of your business assets. Being consistent with colors and fonts will help a lot to create this familiar feeling, will help your potential customers, your old customers, your maybe brand fans to directly recognize any piece of content that's coming from your business. So they will be easily recognizing your ads, your social media posts, your emails, and so on. And finally, and this is something super important, you need to make sure that the images that you are using on your store, whether on your homepage or your product pages or your collection pages, are all high quality photos. If your photos are blurry, if they don't show your products in a good way, or if they look like something that you have done in-house, your store won't look professional. And in here, I want to tell you that there are so many AI tools that can help you in this area exactly. And there are so many tutorials online that can teach you how to take a good product photo. So don't make excuses. Make sure that your product photos and your store photos are all very good and high quality photos, because this is super important to make your store look professional. Pro tip, branding is more than just a logo. It's the overall feel of your store. If your brand is minimal and modern, stick to a clean design, neutral colors, and simple typography with high quality product photography. If your brand is luxury and high-end, use elegant fonts, a refined color palette, and premium looking visuals. Make sure your branding speaks to your target audience and stays consistent across all platforms. Now moving to your store product pages. And this is one of the most important parts of your Shopify store, and this is where you should be spending most of your time, because no matter how much traffic you are driving to your store, no matter how much money you are spending on ads, if your product pages are not being able to convert your store visitors into customers, you have a very, very big problem. And believe me, making your product pages ready to receive visitors and turn them into customers is not difficult. You just need to follow all the recommendations I'm giving you in this video. Let's start first by focusing on the most important thing when it comes to your product pages, and it is the product info. The more complicated the product you are selling, the more information you should be providing. So when it comes to information, we have two different types. We have the images and the videos, and we have the text. And in here, you need to focus on both. I have talked previously about the importance of using high quality images, and I want to emphasize on this one more time in here. In addition to the images, and if your product needs explanation, or if it's something not common and people are not very used to it or to how it works, including videos is also super important. Next, we have the description, or every type of written content you have on your product page. And when it comes to descriptions, you need to focus on your product benefits and how your products are going to help or change your customers' lives. If your products are not in this category, if your products don't solve a problem, maybe you are selling something like luxurious, maybe you are selling something in the fashion niche, for example. In this case, you need to focus on providing the information needed in order for your store visitors to make the decision and buy your products. So think about every type of objection a potential customer might have. Maybe it's the sizes, maybe it's the how to use it, maybe they need more guides, and to provide all of this information within your product page. One of the easiest things that you can do in order to make sure that you are doing your job the right way is to include an FAQ section on your product page. Well, with this format, like having questions and answers, you are basically replying to all the common questions your customers might have, and you are fighting any type of hesitations or objections they might also have. It's a very direct section. The questions are there, the answers are directly below them, and it's usually one of the best ways to deliver the information in a clear and simple way. Pro tip: if your product pages aren't converting, go back and ask yourself, would I buy from this page? Does it give me enough information? Does it make me feel confident in my purchase? If not, tweak it. And now moving to the next point on our list, and it is trust and credibility. And honestly, this is one of the most important points in this video. And if I must choose one thing that you should start with, it would be exactly this. Because simply put, people don't buy from stores they don't trust. So you must add enough elements to your product pages to make sure that you are being able to convert and convince new stores visitors to trust you and to trust your products. No matter what you are selling, you are always making a promise. The first thing, you are promising either quality or a certain result, or you are promising, let's say, privacy when it comes to payment information and so on. So you need to give your new store visitors a lot of reasons to actually trust you. You need to convince them that your products are going actually to deliver the results, or they are going actually to stand up to the quality standards you have promised. And second, you need to convince them that you are an authentic, trustworthy business. So how would you do that? By implementing customer reviews and social proofs on your product pages and on your store in general. And this is where a tool like Fera can make a huge difference. Fera helps your store display beautiful, highly converting product reviews that will help you to increase your store social proof and increase your conversions. And it's not just about adding reviews, it's about making them look credible, engaging, and most importantly, on brand. And by the way, I'm happy to announce that this part of the video is being sponsored by Fera. First, it allows you to synchronize reviews across different platforms. So you can collect reviews from Google, Etsy, even AliExpress, Facebook. In this way, you make sure that you are not starting from scratch. Second, Fera will allow you to showcase image and video reviews. Well, yes, written reviews are okay and they are good and they still work and will help you to build up trust. But image and video reviews are much more powerful. And Fera will allow you to highlight image and video reviews on your product pages to show them and to make your store even much more trustworthy. Next, Fera is going to help you to boost your SEO by showing the star ratings on Google search results and Google shopping results. And this is super important because in this way, you are building up trust with your potential customers even before they land on your store. And not only that, showing the star ratings on these placements is super important to increase the click-through rate. If someone shows your product, for example, on Google Shopping and there is already a 5 stars rating, this is a great push to actually click and visit the website. And finally, with Fera, you can automate review requests and send incentives. So what you can do is you can set up an email that you send to your customers after a while of purchasing the product, asking them to review the purchase. And this is super important in order to collect more reviews. And you can also reward these reviews with incentives like, for example, loyalty points, like discount codes, or maybe even cashbacks. A store with real high quality and verified reviews is much more trustworthy with a store without those. So if you are not using Fera or any other review system, I highly recommend you to do this now because trust equal conversions. The last thing I recommend you to do, and it's one of the most important things that you can ever do, and it is to set up your email marketing system. This is not even something that you should be considering. This is something that you must do because email marketing is the most effective, the most straightforward way to retain your customers and make them come back again to your store and buy again and again from your store. And not only that, email marketing can even help you to increase your store conversion rate because when new people land on your store, maybe they weren't convinced from the first time. But imagine if you have captured their emails and you were able to continue this conversation to send them more content through their emails. And in this way, you will have multiple, let's say, encounters with them, multiple chances of actually converting them. Especially if you sell something complicated or expensive and you need more time to convince them and you need, let's say, to show them more and more reasons to trust you. Email marketing is super effective. Email marketing is something that any e-commerce brand, any business actually should be implementing. And when it comes to email marketing, you should at least start with the basic 3 most important automations. I'm talking about welcome series. So this is a series of emails where you welcome your new store visitors. You can offer them a small coupon in return of their email addresses. And second, an abundant cart flow for people who left item on the cart and they didn't purchase. And finally, a post-purchase flow for people who purchased from you in order to thank them, to tell them about the shipping and so on. Email marketing is a very important topic, and if you want to know more about email marketing and how to set it up, I highly recommend you to check this video on my YouTube channel. So here you have it, the ultimate checklist to make your Shopify store convert better. If you liked this video and you found these tips helpful, please don't forget to smash the like button, to subscribe to my channel, and to hit the notification bell. And next, I highly recommend you to watch this video on my YouTube channel, because in this video, I show you step by step how you can use meta fields in order to improve your product pages. Remember, we have talked about the importance of making your product pages heavily loaded with information. So using meta fields, you can do that. You can create custom product pages where the information, the sections, even the images are different from one product to another. This will give you a lot of flexibility, and it will allow you to improve your product pages and take them to the next level. And you can only do that using meta fields, and you can do it for free because meta fields are offered within Shopify. So check this video out and let me know what you think.